The National Union of Edo South Youth, under the leadership of Comrade Collins Osaghae, don ready dey wait to receive answers from the Obaseki-led administration on some serious matter wey concern the state resources, project construction for some parts of the state, borough pit matter among others, as the tenure of the administration go soon end. The talk session with Tori pipo shele for the compound of the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) Edo chapter. The presido of the union come begin ask questions as dem dey demand for accountability from the government.
It had become imperative to ask Mr. Governor, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki, who ordinarily ought to be accountable to us as an Edo people. But unfortunately, we have not seen him accounting to us at any point. Based on this, we have now asked him, Mr. Governor, we gave you an opportunity to manage us as a people and our resources in particular. We wish to ask Mr. Governor the following questions and observed, and at the same time deserves an answer within 48 hours. As the governor of Edo State, 1. Temboga Road that was being commissioned by the governor not too long. We also got to realize that that project was halfly done and it wasn't completed. Temboga Road wasn't completed and it was being commissioned. Why? And what was the cost of that Temboga Road? Was it bidded for? If there was, we want the governor to please answer us as Edo citizen. 2. Who sent the suspended Nehikhare to represent the Benin Kingdom at the Niger Delta Traditional Rulers Program that was organized few months ago, to which by the grace of God and to the altar of our ancestors, that both the covenant and some amiable traditional rulers indeed resolved that they cannot be part of it because former Chief Nehikhare has since been placed on suspension by His Royal Majesty. We also got the information that was the governor that asked him to go and represent the kingdom. We want to hear from Mr. Governor if truly he asked Nehikhare to go and attend that program. 3. The deviant Enigi, who by virtue of being Enigi are subject to BTC, His Royal Majesty, whom we know have always been loyal. Not until money started exchanging hands and the issue of artifact came. So there are rumors everywhere that the governor castrated this attitude by some of these lukewarms, Enigis, to have sold themselves their own birthright at the altar of a penny and porridge. So we want to really know, Mr. Governor, if indeed you send them. And if you did not send them, how come they have become your best friends after they were being suspended by His Majesty? Some of them, how come you started recognizing them even when they were not being recognized by those they were to lord over? How come they attended series of meetings with you in government house, and at what point did you get to that level? Power and authority is transient. And Mr. Governor needs to understand this, and I hope he knows that. So we want to know, Mr. Governor, as those people you are governing, we are asking you to tell us. The issue of the borrowing pit that is ravaging now. We saw Mr. Governor jumping from one corner to the other a few days ago at a certain borrow pit. But we were wondering, what was this sudden display about borrow pit and his activities? There is also a rumor flying around that some of these borrow pit have been managed over the time by the royal family and the Oba of Benin, even before you became the governor, and that you have decided to be confiscating some of these borrow pits because you are the governor of Edo State in order to undermine the palace of the Oba of Benin. As citizens, we want to know. We want to get clarification from Mr. Governor to tell us if true he has anything to do with any borrowing pits that relates with the royal family and the Benin Kingdom as it were. Because Oba owns the land from Benin to America. And we do not intend to continue to do as if nothing is happening, even when so much are happening, to undermine that which God has given to us. We want to know, His Excellency, why suddenly the Okaigele, whom you know, many know, are the era masters of the Benin Traditional Councils, through the direct administration of Odion Weres in different communities. These same Okaigeles were very instrumental for many years to helping you to win your elections. But you know all this while they have been tied with our institution, the Benin custom and tradition. How come suddenly Okaigeles are now being tagged as rebel? You must understand, these people are part of our history. They are our history, and they will remain as our history. And you cannot, in 2 hours, put together a law that did not go through a town hall meeting. In making up a law, there are rules, there are engagements to which a law can be averted or a new law can be created. There must be a town hall meeting. The people must discuss. The House of Assembly must pass through stages before making a law. And behold, this issue of Okaigeles we are talking about has to do with a customary law. These are things that are not just done by fiat. So, Mr. Governor, we want you to answer us why the sudden hatred and why the sudden issue between Okaigeles issue. If some of them were said to become land speculator or fighting, as it were, or even cultists, even with different facets, even in your government, there are people who have an identity that is not worthwhile, but they are in your government. There are people who threatens people every second with different strength and different capacity. They can do, undo. They are in government. They have boys. They have this. They are in your government. But we do not want to go by that. If there are areas in which there are some persons who are not acting accordingly, you cannot throw away the baby and the bad water. So there must be a way to go around them and make them behave well. And even when coming to that decision, was our traditional institutions involved? If they were not involved, it's an aberration and it's a sacrilege. As a very consigned group, people within the Benin, we were first Benin before we had our religion. We were first Benin before we had our businesses. We were first Benin before we had party affiliations. I only pity those whose desperation to be in government, whose desperation to continue to serve in government, whose desperation to be part of those who are cutting the short and holding the money, have made them forget where they are coming from, their history and their ancestral home. History and time will ask all of them accordingly. Now, Mr. Governor, sir, even when the Okaigeles and some youth activities seems not to be good enough by you, sir, I also want to ask, for over 7 years as a governor and as a government that you have managed, is there any program you have put on board to empower the youths? Is there any youth scheme program? Is there any scholarship you have given to our indigenous youths? Is there any direct empowerment that you have given to them? National Union of Edo South Youth wish to get an answer. We are not appealing to give us an answer. It is our right to get an answer. Because when you wanted us to vote for you, you told us you were going to give us basic things and give us good life and respect our traditional and religious institutions and all areas that it concerns us. These were promises that you gave to us. On these premises, His Excellency, we are asking all of these questions. Two, we want to ask His Excellency, in some of your budgetary, few years ago, you made known to us that you were going to be very emphatic and you will play a very key role and indeed your government in the making of the Benin National Museum? How far, His Excellency? Is he at a completing stage? Where are we with the Benin Traditional Museum? You placed it in your budget. You told us on a national television that you and your team were going to support the Benin National Museum, which is our pride. Can you please explain to us, His Excellency? We want to know. Because your time is winding up. It is time to ask for accountability. And that is why we are asking. And His Excellency, sir, we also wish to ask you that the 14 House of Assembly members that you refused to inaugurate, whose 4 years ended without sitting on that seat. You were not asked not to sit when you won your election, His Excellency. But you deliberately denied the G14 members of sitting in the Alo chamber to do that which they were elected to do. His Excellency, sir, their salaries, their allowances, their constituencies projects in which the constituency ought to benefit. How far? Are those primary schools, those health centers, those roads they would have initiated as a way of their constituency project, have they been done? Were they done? Or are the money kept somewhere? And how far is this scenario of the J14? Because we need to ask. We are not counting few months, His Excellency, for you to leave us. As a good persons that you have come to serve, it was pertinent we asked this logical question. His Excellency, sir, we'll also wish to find out, to be factual, because government is continuously and is a continuity. The houses of persons that were demolished around the airport road houses by your humble self and your government, sir. And we also got the information that you have suddenly asked them to come and reacquire those properties. Is this the format of governance that we probate and reprobate? You said those property wasn't theirs. Suddenly, because it's an eve of an election, it has become their property again now. They should come and reacquire them. His Excellency told us he has moved around the world. Before he came, he has run many companies. He has run many institutions. His Excellency, is this how they were being run? You acquire, you de-acquire, and all of that? Please, sir, we indeed wish to get a comprehensive report on that. Because those young men and hard-working people with hard-hand money got those lands, built them, and they were all demolished. And what's the manner of compensation? And how are we going to show it's not so going to be biometric thing November 20-something? His Excellency, sir, we'll also quickly wish to ask, how much did you propose for the third junction priority projects that suddenly became scattering center of the road that you want to give us a standard roundabout? We had between third junction roundabout and opposite Kada Fry by Bokman Junction, that is probably over 1.9 billion to do some separation. So I do not know. We want to believe it's fallacy. And that is why we wish the governor to indeed give us a comprehensive detail of how much it's costing him, who are the contractors, when were they bidded for, and was it part of our budgeting? We wish to also ask His Excellency. Also, to move forward, we have also realized that owing to the cry of the over-flooding and erosion everywhere, some of the holes that were dug around GROAs, somewhere around Second Boy, a pit were dug there, it was not covered, water goes in there, it's dangerous for the lives of our people and people flying those routes. And two, recently around there, where side of NUJ and Okada Avenue, there are some holes being dug around there. Opposite State CID, some holes are being dug as a way of trying to control the flood at this 9th hour. About 4 or 5 months to go. How do you intend to complete this? Because most of those roads have now been completely blocked from our people who intend to connect with other roads. We appeal, you ask your people please to go back and cover those sands so that people can fly the roads peacefully. because the jobs is not moving. Holes have been dug around first Ugbo houses. The whole place, people now had to go through BIU, 3-4 cars at a point. Sometimes people are spending 3 hours. These are jobs ordinarily that will not even take local government 2 hours to handle. But however, we want to also know the relationship with the funds meant for local governments. Sir. We are also hearing that most of our local government chairmen are being so mostly mandated, expending the council funds to be running a political party activities. Because though people today are not seeing any meaningful thing being done by any of the 18 local government council chairmen. Worst of all is the Oredo council chairman who cannot even take waste bin off the road. His Excellency, these are very important things you need to tell us. And we are also very concerned about the 1915 traffic lights that was repositioned at Ipokpan junctions. Most times when vehicles are plying the road, even at night, they are almost hitting those traffic poles. The poles are so big when we are supposed to be running an E-system this time. The poles are as big as, I don't even know how to place them, His Excellency. In modern city, you don't use all of that. Probably you ask those people who went to peg those things there to go and remove them from there, as it's causing a serious traffic jam around Ipokpan. His Excellency, we also want to know about the Osiomo project. There has been so much news about the Osiomo. Now that you are about living, sir, as citizens, so we have something to hold on to. Is the Osiomo power project for Edo people? So we will understand. Or is it a private-owned enterprise? If it is a joint enterprise, what is our share? So we will know how to ask and know how they remit to the state coffer even after you leave, His Excellency. It is very important. And also, the state library that was demolished to make poor for a shopping mall, we are aware it's been a story of ShopRite. They left. We are aware, but ShopRite have also been engraved there, where they pleaded with to come back owing to the cry that the deal with ShopRite did not work. And if it is owned by ShopRite, is this something we should celebrate as Edo people, as one of your achievements after 7.5 years, His Excellency? We want to know. Also, the Benin Industrial Park, the Gelegele, we are waiting to see the definite report of those MOUs that were signed over the time. I don't want to bore you, His Excellency, because I know you probably, at this time that you are almost living, will be a listening governor. Please, we want to know about the Ekiadolo issue. The businesses and the environments that have been so serene had now been deserted. The economic life in the whole of here, Northeast, is finished because Ekiadolo was a wonderful project that brought a relief to the ordinary people out there. The AAU scenario is unending. His Excellency, probably in 2 minutes, can you tell Edo people how your intervention squad have placed AAU management and all of that? Afuze, I want to also briefly talk about College of Education, Igworiahi, the IC, the College of Physical and Health Education, Afuze, and so many others at this area of education. His Excellency, you promised our people that in second term you were going to give them bursary. How many among our students who have enjoyed this bursary? And two, sir, the $1.9 billion that was approved by Edo State House of Assembly as a way of loan from World Bank to create an alternate roads as prepared by you, His Excellency, some time ago. How far? We are where the money was assessed. Where are the internal roads? Where are the green environments? We are asking. You need to answer all of these questions within 48 hours, His Excellency, to showing that you are accountable to us. However, the Benins, the Edos and the Nigerians who have been special advisor to Mr. Governor in all of these Michigans, in all of these ills against our people, our customs and traditions, that which God gave to us, the beliefs and love that drives us home and abroad, that's to make us boldly say we are Benin people. You have continuously stood by him, escorting His Excellency as a bodyguard to go around and demystify our people. You are very contented. You are happy. You are reigning. But to be sure, history may not ask you, but will ask your descendants. What role did you play? What was your position when the governor became an Idi Amin of Edo State? What role did you play when the governor resolved not to listen to any appeal we have made? Since he became a governor, I have done over 84 press conferences to appeal to him to restrain on some of his action. But I have also, and my people have decided that the time is close. It was not time to ask him to do a summary of that which he has been able to put together for our people. Our people all abroad, I want to beg you, as a true sons of Benin, let not allow our parochial sentiment to take away that value that we own to ourselves, our children, and our unborn generation. Because today we talk about previous invasion and those who were husbands and wives to the old invasions, because they never knew that someone somewhere was writing the histories of every action that were being taken. May we continue to stand together to protect our interests, to protect our people, to protect our kingdom.
Meanwhile, una go remember say on the 19th June 2024, Oga Governor Godwin Obaseki draw ear for the people where they operate illegal burrow pits to remove body from taking sand around areas where they host the national infrastructure, as it no good for our environment.
You can see these people don't care about law and order. They just have no respect for government. We issued a statement warning people who are operating burrow pits to desist until we agree on the areas that can be borrowed. But from what we've seen here today, it's like these operators have no respect and they're challenging government, and government will show its full might and full force. This is environmentally threatening, because if we continue at this rate, we'll lose areas, we'll lose communities. The National Transmission Company issued a warning that even our transmission lines are being threatened because people are borrowing, taking sand around areas that are hosting this national infrastructure. You can see what is going on here. This is illegal, it's illicit, and we as a government are going to do everything possible to put an end to this. And we're sending this as a warning to the mining officers, the federal mining officers in the state, who permit these, who give these authorizations, that we will arrest and deal with them in Edo State. This is not a banana republic. You just cannot come out here and devastate our environment this way.
On top the statement where Oga Governor yarn concerning the operations of illegal burrow pits, the Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Honorable Chris Nehikhare, can release one statement on 26 June 2024 to let the public know say truth not dey the report where one online news platform published say Governor Godwin Obaseki don seize burrow pits wey belong to the Reverend Benin monarch for Oba-Genevosa, Ikpoba local government area of the state. The Commissioner can talk say, and I quote, "Our attention has been drawn to a spurious, incredibly ridiculous and misleading report by an online news platform, infopower.ng, purporting that the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, seized burrow pits in Oba-Genevosa, Ikpoba local government area of the state from the Benin monarch. Nothing can be further from the truth. The hogwash is a figment of the writer's imagination in a desperate and futile attempt to hoodwink the people and tarnish the image of the governor and the very cordial relationship between our reverend monarch and the governor." The writer is another highlight of the defeated, defamed and disgruntled politicians who are angered that Governor Obaseki has denied them access to the people's treasury and have now embarked on conspiracy theories and campaigns of calumny to incite Edo people, undermine peace and safety in the state in a desperate move to get back at the governor. To put the record straight, the illegal activities at the borough pit in Obaseki local government area of the state were discovered during the State Executive Council visit to Kora City, which is being developed by the state government to decongest Benin City. The illegal pit where the operators carry out their activities is part of the Kora City. Before the council's visit to the area, the state government had in a public announcement urged operators to restrict their mining activities to borough pit sites approved by the government. The environmental degradation consequential to illegal mining are enormous and must be frowned at. The illegal activities of the operators at the site pose a serious threat to the lives and properties of residents of the communities in the area. It is irresponsible for a news website to fabricate stories and publish lies as a story with the intent to pitch the Benin Royal Palace against the Edo state government. Infopower.ng has 24 hours to retract the report, or the state government will have no option but to commence legal actions against the news website. These statements are signed by Chris Nehikhare, Honorable Commissioner for Communication and Orientation. Make una no forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am, we no dey take blame. From Benin City, Ekata Ojisoli, TMC TV News.